The Enterprise is ensnared in the schemes of an intergalactic outlaw and his distracting cargo in Star Trek The Original Series' first season, 6th episode, Mudd's Women. Before I go any further, please note this review may contain spoilers for the original series, specifically Mudd's Women, so if you've not yet seen the episode, this might not be the video for you. Let's warp into this. At great cost to his ship's power source, Captain Kirk apprehends the wanted criminal Harry Mudd, as well as 3 mysterious women who immediately prove a distracting presence among the crew. With power plummeting to dangerously low levels, the Enterprise sets course for a nearby mining outpost, unaware that Mudd is already plotting to use the situation to his advantage. Compared to other episodes in the original series' first season, Mudd's Women isn't one that I've watched that much, and this latest viewing was a good reminder as to why. There are some positives. The production is pretty slick for its time, with an interesting range of unusual shots being utilised by the director Harvey Hart, whose artistic, cinematic style is responsible for some of the episode's more memorable moments. Clearly having a good old time was Roger Carmel, whose performance as Harry Mudd is an oddly enjoyable hodgepodge of swashbuckling pirate and used car salesman, played with a menace that is wonderfully subtle. I'm not so sure about the Irish accent though, it's a bit naff, sounding essentially like a more sober version of whatever Brad Pitt was doing in Snatch.
Terrible parcel to the Periwinkle Blueberries.
Carmel's Mudd is an obvious standout, at least for the first half of the episode, after which he sadly gets lost in the episode's mangled plot. The episode also feels a little more open in scope compared to previous episodes. The increase in external ship shots is noticeable, and much like Where No Man Has Gone Before, there's a real feeling the ship is actually travelling somewhere, which is kinda the point. A welcome change from the static, almost entirely ship-based episodes we'd seen previously. But these qualities don't save Mudd's Women. The episode is an unfocused mess that has far too much plot and can't decide on its tone, which flips wildly between comedic crime caper, raunchy farce, edgy morality play, and domestic melodrama. Sex yet again plays a large part in proceedings, not surprising it came from the typewriter of Gene Roddenberry, who once again claimed sole writing credit despite Stephen Candell's initial script, which built upon Roddenberry's one-sentence Star Trek is pitch from 1964. Roddenberry was clearly caught up in the free love culture of the mid-60s, and good for him. But from a contemporary standpoint, his over-reliance on the good stuff hasn't aged well, and the seemingly endless shots of saturated pouty women and dazzled crewmen unable to do anything let alone their duty results in rolled eyes instead of a raised pulse. The theme of sex takes a more sinister turn as the mystery of Mudd's Women unravels and leads to an ending that, while seemingly well-intentioned, is ultimately tragic and in keeping with the show's poor treatment of women. The revelation that Eve just had to believe in herself to realise her true beauty is a positive message, but the execution with the Venus pill fake-out is hokey and ridiculous. Worse still, Eve, who until this point was the group's strongest woman, determined to escape Mudd's plans and pursue who she wanted, just gives up on her dreams and agrees to stay with her boorish match, stranded on a desolate planet with no hope of escape. Why? Because Kirk had to go. That's why. The show tries to pass this off as a fairy tale ending, but in reality it was a depressing and undeserved ending for one of the episode's primary protagonists. Star Trek is a progressive show, one that optimistically imagines a humanity that has overcome division and conquered its primal demons. But this episode, an episode centered around what is essentially an intergalactic pimp attempting to peddle drug-addicted space wives, is as far from that wonderful concept as you can get. The original series is responsible for a lot of excellent sci-fi, but from time to time it also gave us some absolute garbage. And this, despite some good direction and performances, is total garbage, the kind of episode that makes me embarrassed to be a fan. As Spock very concisely put it in the final scene, "I'm happy the affair is over, a most annoying, emotional episode." I'm giving Mudd's Women 1.5 stars out of 5. But what did you think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How would you rate it? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Star Trek content like this coming soon. Until next time, I'm the Trek Lad. Live long and prosper.